hitching my get along, and I have tripped more than any human being has ever tripped in their lives. I can recall when I was in college, okay, I went to a place just like this to have some good lunch. And I pulled my hamstring while I sat down. And so for a while, I couldn't really go upstairs very well. So anytime anybody has a little accident, I kind of use humor to let them know, I've been in your position before. I have. So, yes, my name's Fox. Spell it F-O-X. Right? Simple name, 3 letters. But over time, I've had some very interesting interpretations of my name. Very interesting. In the year 2000, I coached a baseball team in Edenton, North Carolina. And my friend and I, Stuart and I, who was the head coach, we lived in a house with a great house mom named Mama Ruth. And before games, I would go to a little inlet and read. And this particular day, Stuart got home, and I wasn't there, and Ruth was there. And he asked Ruth, "Where is he?" She said, "Frog is at the beach." She called me Frog. My name's Fox. F-O-X. And I didn't know until about a month ago that she actually meant that. She didn't just have a slip. She actually thought my name was Frog. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Fox, F-O-X. There are times when I order food. If it's Chinese food, if it's pizza, whatever it is, call over the phone. "What name, sir?" Fox, F-O-X, like the animal. I have to say my name, spell it, and define it. Fox, F-O-X, like the animal. Just like that. Pretty clear, right? Pretty clear. So I order pizza one night, and I get it back. And on the box, it has this word written on it. F-O-C-K-S. I bought an airplane ticket one time. I couldn't get on a plane because the first name was spelled S-O-X and not F-O-X. It did not match my ID. That really does suck. So here I am. And go along this ride with me. It's called Scars. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm a dude, a guy, a man with a hitch in his get-along that some kids call propane, some people call Fox, and some call Frog, and some call F-O-C-K-S. So here we go. It's 6 a.m., and the alarm clock on my iPad mini goes off. While I am very glad for this gift from my Somerset Patriot family, I know its alarm clock is not its primary use. So I want to punch it. With a raise of hands, who has punched their alarm clock before? Did you win?
Yes.
Always. It breaks, you can go back to sleep. Right? But this time, I didn't punch it. I hit snooze twice in the next 10 minutes. Who hit snooze this morning? Who cannot remember the last time they did not hit snooze? Who hits it at least 3 times? That's me. That's me. But then after a while, I can hear Coach Tanner's voice in my head. He says, "Boy, off your butt and on your feet. Got to get up so he can eat." And I oblige. I begin to put my right foot on the ground. And as I do this, I can see a scar on my right hip. It is a product of a 1984 and 1988 hip osteotomy surgery, in which in both hips, the surgeon inserted metal rods in my hips, breaking both my hips, turning the bones out. All of the effort that I walk, let's not need. I put my left foot on the ground. What's the first thing that happens? My knees kiss together. I look down and I say, "Boy, you both are really good friends." Captive of my body, this thing has got me. Sitting here in this chair, so begins the unfair. Thought so by some, blind, deaf, and dumb. Did he hear that sound, and how is he getting around? Listen, my crossed eyes gave me x-ray vision in disguise. From my first ectomy to my last otomy, my scars are my gift. I began to walk to the bathroom to shower. I picked my feet up, just high enough off the ground so I don't trip and fall flat on my face. Each step carries with it a memory. This time it's 2 days post-hip osteotomy surgery. Both hips are broken. They're not casted yet. They're in a bandage. My surgeon walks into the room and says, "Fox, it's time to put weight on your feet." With my dad holding me from behind, I take my first steps post-surgery. And while it's very hard to describe the amount of pain that came with each step, it's impossible to describe the euphoria of walking again. I get in the shower. I climb into it. I hold on to things because, as you know, I've had many tumbles in my life, and I want to keep my teeth. I bathe. I see all my scars, each one carrying with it a memory. Heel cord extension, hip osteotomy, hamstring transfer, testicle removal, chest tube. I towel off and I climb out of the shower, once again holding on to things more than gently because I've had a lot of tumbles in my life and I want to keep my teeth. I groom myself. And the last thing that I do is I put contact lenses into my eyes. And when I do this, I am reminded that I cannot focus on a single object with both eyes at the same time. Product of being cross-eyed at birth, a surgeon who is now in jail for malpractice, and an accident in between. What's your name? Fujan? How do you spell that? F-O-U-J-A-N. It's not frog, right? Okay. Good. Good. Fujan, question. Which eye is focused on you right now? Which one is that one? Left or right? The right eye. What about now, Fujan? What about now? What about now? I can see you. Raise your hand. Raise your hand over there. What's your name? Megan. I can see Megan and Fujan right now. I step back from the mirror. It's 6:30 in the a.m. and the snooze has become my friend. Soon I see myself in the mirror. He looks back at me and says, "Have you done all you can do? And are you ready for what is to come? Are you thankful for all you have been given? As would say, decent son, do you realize responsibility that comes with the pleasure of success? You must be a man of integrity to always be at your best. And no matter there are no cameras, that you are alone under this roof, you can hide sometimes from the outside world, but me, the mirror, I always see the truth." Can you give it up for Fujan, please? Give it up, please. Give it up. First one on the spot, heart rate went from 39 to about 189 in 2 seconds. Fujan, you want some candy to raise your heart rate even more? I walk out of the shower to my bedroom to get dressed. I pick my feet up, just high enough up off the ground not to trip and fall flat on my face. And again, each step carries with it a memory. This time, it's 2 days post-hamstring transfer surgery in 1990. My surgeon walks into the room. He's dressed in plaid from head to toe, and he's doing all these weird coordination exercises, like tapping his head, rubbing the stomach. Everybody do that. Tap your head, rub your stomach.
Can't.
What's your name? One more time?
Jacob.
Jacob, tap your head, rub your stomach. Repeat after me. While you're doing it, how much chuck could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck a wood? One more time.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck?
Dude! Give it up! Do you read? Are you a reader? See you, dude. He's honest. Do you like candy? What kind of candy? Mostly chocolate. I got plenty of chocolate here. Three Musketeers? Thank you. You're very welcome. Well, clap again. Let's clap again. Clap again. We're moving around. We're moving around. Again, I pick my feet up, just high enough above the ground on the trip and fall flat on my face. I sit down to get dressed. As a general rule, this takes me 4 times as long as it does for the average bear. No big deal. The hardest part, Shazam, is putting on and tying my shoes.
Uh-oh.
You don't have to tie those. I do it with my left foot with few problems. My right foot, that's really freaking hard. As I do this, I see my neighbor in my parking lot bent down and tie his shoe in 2 seconds flat. I look to my left and I can picture my mother telling me as a 6-year-old, "Fox, you have CP, that's it, get over it." Blunt to the point, but she has a point. I can't help but think in this moment that millions of people in this world that have it harder than me for millions of reasons. Take Andre, for instance. As my roommate in rehab, at 21 years old, Andre was given a motorcycle for his birthday. He took it out for a spin with no helmet on. It spun out of control and the first thing he hit was his head. So Andre stood in front of me in those days without any access to his long-term or short-term memory, and was prone to very violent and profane mood swings, most of them directed toward his own mother. So one day he'd walk in and say, and be all lovey-dovey to his mother, kissing on her, hugging on her the entire day. The very next day, he'd point to me and point to her and say, "Who's that bitch trying to enter the room?" There was Jerry, 16 years old, while living in Manhattan. In the middle of the day, Jerry got on his bike to get groceries for his mother. Now on the way there, he was hit by a drunk cab driver. Like Andre, Jerry lost access to his long-term and short-term memory and was prone to violent and profane mood swings. Most of them, again, directed toward his own mother. So yeah, I think I can tie my shoe. I do this. I stand up straight, I look right at the wall, and I think of how many times during this day the perception of me is going to get mixed up with the actual reality. I think back to the 7th grade. We're running around the track in gym class. We're back in the locker room. We're timed in doing so. And a classmate is going around comparing his times with ours. He gets to me. I begin to say my time. And he says, "Fox, you don't count." In this moment, I say, "Don't tell me what I can and cannot do. To my image, I am defiant. What you see is so far from true. I'm a mental giant. I'm frail, built like and nicknamed Scarecrow. Inside, what a lot do not know. I have been broken and welded so many times. I can't tell you this no matter how hard I try. Misjudged book and misread cover. I'll tell you what lies under. My toes are curled. My body wants to go fetal because in my life, I have seen so many needles. I pick up my legs to run, like kids do for fun. Be careful because every step could lead to a tumble. This I can't forget. In front of my face, my eyes. Specks for years they can't disguise. My pupils are never in sync, no matter how hard I try and think. But don't tell me what I can and cannot do. To my image, I'm defiant. What you see is so far from true. I'm a mental giant. I walk into the kitchen to have breakfast. Next question. What is my favorite cereal? I'm going to go over here. Your name is? Priyanka. My favorite cereal is?
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios. Not enough sugar. But great guess. Let's go gender equity here. Let's go. Your name is Ben.
Yes. Charms?
I'm not a big marshmallow guy. I'm really not. Thanks, Ben. I love this cereal so much that most mornings I put it on top of cottage cheese. Who likes cottage cheese? Who thinks I'm nuts? You're right. Any other guesses?
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles. You know what happens with those? They, I'll go over here. They get really soggy too fast.
Ready, quick.
I love CTC. I do. I don't like chocolate in the morning. I don't like chocolate in the morning.
Flakes.
I was shouting them out right here. This has gone out of control.
Sorry.
But I have not heard it yet. I'm going to go over here
Captain Crunch.
to you. Your name is?
Sylvia.
Sylvia. Now, you've heard them all. You've heard CTC, you've heard Lucky Charms, Frosted Flakes, Fruity Pebbles. They're all wrong. What is my favorite cereal?
Fruit Loops?
It's one of my nicknames. She said Fruit Loops. I'm going to go over here. I don't like chocolate in the morning. It's just too much. It's just too much. Keep in mind, Olivia called me crazy. Over here. So, Olivia, you're right, by the way. My favorite cereal is?
Rice Krispies.
With a lot of sugar and a lot of bananas. So,
I like sugar.
not quite. You're missing one. This guy's been around.
Damn, he's never gonna pick on
Skylar.
Yeah. Pops.
Ooh. Pops. Pops. Close. Very close.
Kicks.
Abby?
Is it Captain Crunch? I love that one.
Yes!
It is.
It's indeed Captain Crunch. But, Olivia, I'm doing this because you're very close.
Yes.
Okay? And Abby does indeed have a copy of my book. Do you like to read?
Yes.
Do you like to read poetry?
Yes.
Do you like to read my poetry?
I would love to.
Who's the best poet in the world?
Profe.
Too many questions. Give it up for Olivia. Give it up. You already have one, right?
Yeah. I have one signed by you.
Sign.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Olivia, just wait about a week before you put it on eBay, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. I walk out my door to get into my car, and the first thing I have to do is I have to go down a flight of stairs. CP does not make this easy. I hate stairs. You do? Okay, let's put a grant in for escalators all around Caldwell University. Just make that happen? Tim, can you make that happen? Tomorrow. Dude. I mean, you are pretty jacked, but I don't know if you could do that. And your skiing accident as well. I'm really not sure. Tuesday. Nor'easter. But hey, if you can do it, I'll bring lunch. Got it. Again, CP does not make going downstairs easy. But again, I can't help but think about the millions of people who have it harder than I do that can't get down these stairs. Take Reggie, for instance. He was my roommate in 1990 after my hamstring transfer surgery. At 14 years old, Reggie stole a car. He drove it into a telephone pole. He's paralyzed from the waist down. There was Michael. At 15 years old, Michael walked into his parents' bedroom and said, "Mom and Dad, I have a headache." Michael passed out. Michael had a brain aneurysm. So Michael lied in front of me in a coma, in a diaper, unable to think, unable to move. So yeah, I can get down these stairs. I hold on the rails to keep from flying. Man, you know I ain't lying. Sometimes I laugh to keep from crying. Hips entangled, legs entangled, feet so entangled. I get into my car. I back out and begin to drive to my place of work. Somewhere along the line, I make a left-hand turn. And when I do this, a baseball rolls out of a glove. I have in my trunk and begins to bounce around. I think about all the places that little white ball has taken me. Thousands of hours of playing baseball in the backyard with my siblings and my friends. Thousands of hours throwing a baseball off a school, in a park, on a beach, on a street somewhere. Over 100 innings pitched in high school. Somehow, in some way, my left arm and that little white ball got me to Yankee Stadium, where in 1997 I threw out the ceremonial first pitch to a game. Somehow, in some way, that little white ball, my left arm, got me to the University of South Carolina, where I was a student coach. And in 2000 and 2002, we were SEC champions. In 2002, we appeared in the College World Series. Present day, that little white ball on my arm has gotten me to the Somerset Patriots as the bench coach, where in 2008, 9, and 15, we were Atlantic League champions. I am so glad that throwing a baseball has nothing to do with how quickly I get dressed, because I suck at that. Good evening, arena, sold out with doubters. I stand before you completely empowered. I am so excited to hear the volume of deafening silence coming from this room. You have the bat and I have the ball. Double or nothing and once and for all. This battle, it wasn't close. You thought me a loser and you misdiagnosed. I pull into the parking lot of my place of work. My mind drifts off. I'm sitting on a beach, and I have to get up. Without shouting it out, why would I have to get up while sitting on a beach? I'm going to pick on this side. Question is again, why would I have to get up while I'm sitting on a beach? Jennifer.
You have to go somewhere?
You bet I do. Where's that place? I don't want to go home. The beach is my home. Where would I go? More guess.
Great, something to do with baseball.
Something to do with baseball. I'm tired. We played 12, 15 inning games in a row, and the last thing I want to see right now is a baseball field. I really want to see my eyelids, but I have to get up. Why would I have to get up? Pedro.
Go to the bathroom.
Yes, I have to go pee. Pedro, I have two choices. I look behind me. Bathrooms, quarter mile away. I look in front of me.
Ocean. Oh my god.
I want to stay out of the path to smoking hot blonde. I look in front of me and I see the ocean just feet within my grasp. I stand up, my knees kiss together, and I say to myself, well, the whole world's a bathroom.
Ew.
Now, come on. Raise your hand if you have peed in a pool in the ocean before. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Dude, there are about, how many in this room? About 60 and about 20 of you raised your hand. Who's lying right now? I'm saying in your entire life, not yesterday, okay? Okay, yesterday Tim was skiing, okay? It's cold, okay? I know he didn't, or anybody else didn't do it yesterday, but who in your life you have peed in a public pool, your own pool, or the ocean? Raise your hand. Thank you.
Nice, bro.
I pull in my parking space. I get out of my car. Right leg first, then left. Each step carries with it a memory. Could you please, everyone, very loud, say the word step between each line of this poem? Are you ready? I can't hear you. One more time. Let's practice. Say the word step. 3, 2, 1. Step. Louder. Step. You're idle no more. Step. Pick yourself up off the floor. Step. Get up out of your seat. Stab. You will not lie there in defeat. Stab. And mind and body a winning tranquility. Stab. Without movement there is no possibility. Stab. Each pace equals a seed. Stab. And the world's largest sequoia tree. Stab. One by one they'll amass. Stab. Chlorophyll passes down victory path. Stab. Give yourself a hand. Stab. It's very Pavlovian, do you know what I mean?
Very popular.
Pavlov. Anybody here named Pavlov? That'd be crazy. I approach the entrance of the school building, and I can see myself in the door's reflection. And I am amazed that no matter how old I get, I am a man, 5'8" tall, and I have never bought a pair of pants that actually fit me. I open the door for a couple of female colleagues, and I'm amazed at the amount of bags they are carrying. You see, for me, walking without anything is a conscious act of will, and the less I own, the more worry-free I am. Question. Your name is? Shania. How many bags do you carry to class? Just one. Raise your hand if you carry more than one bag to class. Okay. Female classroom teachers, I think the minimum amount they carry to school in terms of bags is 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's utterly ridiculous, is it not? I mean, what do they have in there? My lunch? I enter the school building, and negative aspects of my high school experience ring in my head. I hear things like crippled creep, but you don't look like a senior. I see so many kids trying to be cool, and I know in that moment that regardless of what content I am ordered to teach, my main job is to make my students realize that from the moment they were conceived, they were designed to be different. So why on earth would you act like somebody you're not? Are you trying to stand out? But sure, your twin is out there, no doubt. They wear what you wear and they do what you do. Your carbon copy, nothing new. But let me ask you this. Do they have your tone, your heartbeat, your mission? Remember, it's impossible to measure what lies within. With so many similar variables, remember how you were made. Have no fear. Your individuality is saved. I approach the auditorium and I look at it. It was a place where in the 7th grade, I fell chasing a girl that I had a crush on. I look at my hands. I think of my therapists, Kathy, Debbie, Jose, Mrs. Shumper. They were geniuses. They knew me. They knew, as a kid growing up with CP, I was going to fall every single day of my life.
What?
But guess what? 99.9% of my falls were forward. So they had me practice falling and getting my hands out before I hit the ground. My hands have been there. In 1997, when I threw up a ceremonial first pitch to a New York Yankees game, I fell on the top step of the dugout. In 2002, during the player introductions to the College World Series, I again fell on the top step of the dugout. My hands were there. Look at your hands. I look at my hands, and I realize that my life has not been about not trying to fall every day. It's been about always trying to get back up. And that my life and your life is less about pain and more about beauty. Thank you.